we doing? How we doing? How's it going? Number one chill spot in the building. Beautiful Monday, beautiful day. It's actually raining like shit outside, but hey, we creating that light within anyways. We doing what we can. Beautiful thing, beautiful thing, beautiful thing. Let me make sure that my camera is all right over here. 1 second. Yeah, there we go. How's it going, T? How's it going, Buds? How's it going, Nikita? Nice to see you. How's it going, Adam? How's it going, my brother? How's it going, my brother? Beautiful day. Sorry I haven't been here as much, but I'm literally moving, right, to a new home. So I've been packing. It's chaos, but you know how it is. New beginnings. I'm excited. New beginnings. I'm like very excited. It's been needed, but how are we feeling? I wanted to check in with you before I go back home. We got Tulsa in the building. We got Michelle here. We got Blackjack here. I like that. I like that. We got Abba here. Abba Love. Beautiful name. Beautiful Monday, you know. Moving into spring. The cherry blossoms are about to come out. I was looking at a cherry blossom tree actually today, and I was like, I feel like this tree, just waiting to blossom, waiting to shine, but like still in a season where it's like a little bit cold and like, you know, it's a little bit dead out, a little bit low energy, but you know, just knowing that new energy is going to come, that a new creation is coming out of us, and it's a beautiful thing. I love it, you know, but we've been patient. A lot of us have been so patient this last season, this last year, you know. Let's congratulate that. We've crafted more patience for ourselves. A lot of us are a lot more graceful with ourselves. I love that. We're learning, you know, we're learning, we're growing, we're getting better. That's a beautiful thing. We got Mel here who is, oh, you got an event going on at the museum, at Bob's home. 420 Mel. I'm actually not going to be out there until May now. I thought I was going to be out there in April, but now I'm moving in April. So the month of April is for me to move into a new home, and I'm coming to Jamaica in May. T, how's it going, T? Zion, recommendations on how to recharge spiritually. I'm on E. You got to do some things that bring you joy. You understand? Like, I would sit down and be like, what are 1 to 3 things that like bring me happiness and like I just love to do? Take yourself out on a date. Another thing that's really good is actually fasting. Just like fast for a day and then like refeed yourself with like the best, the most beautiful, most powerful foods, and take your attention and energy back off the internet, right? So create some boundaries with the world and kind of create your own world and immerse back into it and just have some fun. You understand? Like literally just have some fun. Like go back out, do your thing, whatever you feel like you need to do, but understand it may be seasonal. Like I have a lot less energy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like very tired in this season. But every single day it's freaking raining. Every day it's raining and it's cold and it's like, you know, it's gray out. I wake up and it's just gray. I haven't seen a blue sky in like a week and a half. So sometimes you have to understand it's the season, right? We can also pray for that energy as well. You know, strengthen that spiritual umbrella. Strengthen that spiritual umbrella. A little bit of prayer, a little bit of meditation. A little bit of meditation. I'm making some new meditations, so that's going to be fun. I got a couple in the works, you know. I think it's going to be a good year. What's your favorite song from Eusexua? Oh, don't get me started. I just got the vinyl. For that one. Favorite song off of Eusexua. Let me look at the playlist. For those that don't know, Eusexua is Twig's album. I know which one it is, I just don't know the name. 1 second, let me look at it. Oh, Room of Fools. Room of Fools is my favorite song off of Twigs' new album. I have played that one on repeat over and over and over, you know? Let's see how y'all are doing. We got, hey, it's nice to see Just Bree here. I've checked out of the world to desensitize and regroup, and I don't know what my next move is, which is kind of cool. I love that. That is like truly embracing uncertainty. And actually, someone shared a quote that I said, and I don't even know my own quote off my top of my head, but I said, uncertainty isn't the absence of clarity, it's the presence of possibility. So I think that actually really aligns with what you just said there, Bree, is that uncertainty, you're uncertain right now what's next, but that's kind of exciting because there's the presence of possibility. And I love that feeling as well when you're kind of at a crossroads in life. And instead of thinking like the worst is going to happen, what if you can rewire your mind to be like, man, anything could happen. Like the most beautiful opportunity can come my way, the most beautiful pivot or change. Like your life could look completely different 2 months from now. And that element of surprise is what always kind of keeps me on my toes and excited. Instead of just thinking like the worst thing. A lot of us have wired our brains to like think about the worst thing possible. Now it's not wrong to be prepared about the possible negatives, but just imagine the power that you could truly have if like you're able to like generate excitement for yourself and like the possibility in the unknown, right? And like be able to play in that space and have joy in that space. Like, don't you think like you'd have an energy that just invites more opportunities and people to you? Like you'd become magnetic, and you would save yourself so much mental exhaustion, because a lot of us, we exhaust ourselves mentally when we are in a season of uncertainty, right? Trying to control things when we know we can't control really much. We can respond, but we can't control, right? We need to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more fluid. Anything can happen. You know, like I'm moving right now and I had no plans of moving. It wasn't actually like in my plans to move anytime soon. And in the span of 24 hours, I had that idea and then found a place and locked it in within 24 hours. Now I'm moving in a week, right? Like anything could happen in your life. You just don't know. And I love that, the element of surprise. So understand that uncertainty, there's always a presence of possibility. And it's better to try to think of the most beautiful possibilities than the worst ones, right? There's power in that. Truly. How are you feeling though? This year is moving by fast, very fast. Delta Heart, let me see what you said here. So you've been talking about how you may not always be on YouTube, that you have the ability to pivot to new craft and creations. I have been in film for 10 years, but just signed up for school for psych at 32. How do you not feel shame from others' options on a decision like this? The way I see it is that like anybody that expects you to stay in one thing for the rest of your life, I don't fault them, because that's like kind of like society's go-to. But to me, I think it's a primitive thought. And I don't mean primitive in like a disrespectful way, but I said in a previous video that like, I think if someone decides to change careers at 30 or 40 or even 45, 50, whatever, I don't think it should be like this, oh my God, it's like, what are you doing? Like, that is so risky. I should be like, of course, like you've lived life, you have changed, you have transformed. And what was once an interest at 22 may not be an interest at 35. That's just the reality. And now we live in a different world where you have all the information that you need. Of course, like 20 years ago, yeah, it was a lot harder to change careers or pivot into something new. And there was less information, less ability. But now that like everything is at our fingertips, it makes even more sense for somebody to like do film for 10 years at 22 and then at 32 be like, you know what? I think I'm actually interested in psych. And if nobody can understand that, I would just see it as their mind yet hasn't gotten to that place of how you see it yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of the times, people are only judging what they can see through their own perception. They're not judging your heart or like your being in itself. They just don't understand. And you can't fault them for that, especially if they can't see that for themselves. So like I don't really care if someone is like, what are you doing? It's just like, well, how are you supposed to understand? You're not in my body. You're not in my mind. You're not in my heart. You don't know the change that I've gone through. You don't know the transformation I've gone through. Listen, I thought I wanted to be a music video director, like the biggest music video director at one point. That's not what I want to be anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always have this mentality since I'm just a creative that like I can pivot and evolve into anything that I want. And every skill that I acquire along the way, I take with me into the next experience or the next endeavor. Simple, right? Like even in my mind, like I know things I want to do in the future, but when I say like, hey, I may not be on YouTube forever, I just don't know. Like there's many things about YouTube I don't like. You know, like I don't like fighting for attention on an algorithm and all these thumbnails, and like I don't like the ad system. I don't. There's many things I don't like. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I'll be on YouTube forever. I'm here right now, but you know, I'm not going to be like guilt myself if I want to pivot into something different in a few years, right? It's most likely, you know, most likely like maybe I always use YouTube as like a tool to just showcase other things that I'm doing, but like, will I be in this space right here forever doing exactly this? No. I'm always going to provide value because I'm hardwired for that. Like I can't not provide value. It's like some things you're just made for, you know what I'm saying? And like I was like built just to like give light. I was like just built to like alchemize bad situations into better situations. It's just how I'm built. It's how my brain works. You know, there's certain things I'm going to be doing forever in different mediums and different ways. So I'm a firm believer that like, listen, if your heart changes about something, follow that change. Who cares what people say? Of course, it makes sense, right? Like we're not going to be the same person at 40 that we were at 20. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had so many different goals that like I don't even care about anymore. You know, I'm a different person. Some of us are completely different people than we were just from 2 years ago, just because of all the things we experienced in the last 2 years. Some of us have completely different viewpoints. Like we see ourselves in different ways. Like we have different interests. Like even in 2 years, you can experience wild transformation, like almost completely contradicting yourself. And I think that is beautiful in itself, like drastic change like that. And then also, what else is beautiful? It's also beautiful to be 15 years old, be like, I want to be a film director. And then you do that till the day that you die. That is beautiful as well, right? It is beautiful to stick with one thing if that's where your heart wants to be, right? I'm just a firm advocate and just doing what you want to do. You understand? Like if there's an expiration date, recognize that there's an expiration date. If there's no expiration date, rock on till the day that you die. That's fire as well, you know? That's fire as well. I just know for myself, I'm not that type of person. I require variety and change in my life like every 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I am. We got the big homie E in the building. You got me through shit you don't even know. Hey, I'm happy. I'm happy that something was a guide for you. Really, you got yourself through it, but I was just there as like the bro. Shitcoin Steve. Damn, Shitcoin Steve. What's with the name? Would you have any words of wisdom for an aspiring YouTuber? I want to help humans become free. Yeah, I'll give you 2 things right now. One, you already know what you want to do. Beautiful. You said, I want to help humans become free. You're already ahead of the game. You have a strong intention and a strong mission. And there's clearly your heart is in that. That's like a beautiful mission. I want to help humans become free, right? That's like a tagline right there. That's a motto right there. 2, there's never been a better time to start a YouTube channel. YouTube is just pushing out new channels. New channels can start today and be getting great views a month later. Brand new channels outperform my channel, right? Like now is the time to start a new YouTube channel. It was kind of like 2020 TikTok when like anyone could hop on, and if you were like consistent, like you could grow really easily. And then what happened? TikTok algorithm changed, and now TikTok is like, it's a desert. It's kind of hard on there now. YouTube right now is in this space where the soil is freaking rich. It's rich. The soil is like ready for growth. So now I would start. So what I would do is make a commitment to yourself. Figure out what your posting schedule could be, right? Maybe it's twice a month, every other Sunday, and just stick to that. Maybe it's every Sunday you post and just stick to that and just build, right? See the destination in every step. Don't worry about the views, right? You already have your mantra, you already have your thesis, your mission, and just continue to build. And pretty much nowadays, if anyone's consistent and they're putting their heart and soul into it, majority of people can create traction and even create a business out of it. You don't have to be like the biggest social. I actually think social media fame, nobody should want it and nobody should desire it. I think it sucks. What I think is better is subcultures, is creating your own little subculture and being the guide, the leader in that subculture and offering whatever you have to offer. Like you want to help people become free. You don't need 10 million followers. You understand? You don't. You can have like a very thriving, successful thing in your own little niche and subculture and have the creative fulfillment, have the financial fulfillment, all of it, right? Like fame in this social media era is not the vibe. People attack you, people talk about you, people assume things, like it's a stress, but everything has its goods and its bads. But now's the time, now's the time. Lady Keisha says, how do you find motivation when you've lost it? No matter how much I push, nothing's exciting anymore. You might need to change a pace, right? You might need to find ways to change up your environment. And you might just maybe need to not push right now in this season. Now, I understand you may be in a place where you have to push. If that's the case, then like you need to use that pressure and apply yourself even more. But maybe it's not the season to push yourself through all the resistance. Like sometimes that's the reality. Sometimes it's like, take a step back and just start dating yourself, start romanticizing yourself. Start just try to explore some different things, like take the pressure off a little bit, right? Some seasons it's just not going to be there like that. It's not going to be clicking, like right now, am I creating a lot of content? No, why? Because I'm just not really in that season. Even if I want to push myself, it's really like I don't have that much to give at this very moment. My main focus right now is I'm moving, so I'm creating a new environment for myself. Once I create a new environment for myself, the environment's naturally going to pour into me, and then you're going to see a lot more content come out of me, right? So I'm just honoring where I am. But the truth is, I know motivation for me, it is like the wind, like it's there, sometimes beautifully blowing, and then sometimes it's just not. And the only way I can truly get things done is through some level of accountability and scheduling. So everything has to be clocked into my calendar. I had to have a firm knowledge on what my goal is for the day, what my goal is for the week, and what I need to do. Because if I leave it just to open space and, a lack of clarity, plus a mix of no motivation, then nothing's going to get done. Nothing will get done. But I think some seasons we're not like meant to push. Some seasons we are, some seasons we're not. Some things just don't grow in certain seasons, right? Oh, see, Lady Keisha, you're like me, because that's the same thing. I'll feel like I'm not doing anything, and people be like, yo, you're doing a lot. I would actually take the advice of the people around you, because you have to understand that they have a viewpoint. They have a view that you don't get to see. You don't get to see yourself from their perspective. So you're probably somebody who's very hard on yourself and very critical on yourself, right? So you can do more because your full capacity, your full potential, but you're having difficulty fully tapping into it. But you are still operating at a level that is impressive to others, which shows that you're still obviously doing something very well. You just know there's more. I would take the advice of your community and understand that you're probably doing things, and maybe, it's a season just to learn how to like be at a different tempo, maybe there's something else to realize. How do you avoid constantly comparing yourself to other people's success? Man, I just don't go on Instagram. Um, well, you have to understand like what is success, right? You have to define success for yourself. Like I could see successful people and then I'll ask myself, well, do I want their life? No, I don't want their life, right? Like I don't want their life because that's not the life I want. Now, if I see somebody that's living my exact life, yeah, maybe some jealousy may come in if I'm in a place in my life where I'm not happy with that. But you have to put those blinders up and truly understand you're on your own timeline. Anybody you see that's successful, you should try to see it as a testimony that if they could do it, you could do it as well. It's like the universe is God showing you what is possible. It's not there to make you feel bad, but it's there to show you what is possible and what is possibly missing in your life. Now that you know what is missing, you can go and you can work on it. But you're going to have to create those boundaries too. Like don't expose yourself on the internet all day watching everyone, because everyone's always posting their highlights, the best of the best, right? If I'm like in a really, I don't know, shitty mood and I'm like not feeling happy about where I am, I'm not going to be scrolling Instagram all day. I'm just not, right? Like why? It's just not going to feel good. But you have to deconstruct the societal pressures as well around age. Like if you think by 27, you should have already been married, but you're like 29 now and you're freaking out. You have to start to deconstruct some of those pressures you placed on yourself and understand that those timelines need flexibility, right? Need flexibility. Now, it's beautiful to set timelines. It's beautiful to set goals by certain ages. But if you don't meet them, listen, it just wasn't supposed to happen by then, especially if you tried. It is what it is. But of course, it's hard if someone you know or people around you are doing things earlier than you, right? I saw some kid on YouTube yesterday, 17 years old, making 20 million a year off an app he built with AI. How can you not feel bad about yourself after that? You know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, you really have to focus on your own journey and understand that like your timeline is beautiful, your pacing is beautiful, that your version of success is not the same version. Like if I look at Kevin Hart, do I want Kevin Hart's life? No. No, I don't want to be a comedian. I don't want to shoot movies. You know, I don't, there's a lot of people's lives I wouldn't want, even though they're so successful, you know, like really have to get down into like the nitty gritty of what success means for you. And then again, it's like, we're trying to be happy while, not happy when. Being happy while we are building our life. Like I always remind myself, like everything I want is already happening. Like I am becoming, like the individual you want to be, you are becoming that individual, right? Becoming that individual. It's happening already. You are in the process. If you have the vision of that person you want to be, the things you want to do, the life you want to design, it's becoming. You're in the process of literally building it. So you're in it already. It's happening. May not just be happening on the exact timeline you set for yourself, but listen, you need flexibility. You need flexibility. Heinz, how do you deal with constantly chasing more money and stressing you don't have enough? Well, you either have enough or you don't have enough, right? Like if you have enough to like pay your bills and like eat, then you have enough. I've already learned in my life that money doesn't make you happy. It just offers you a certain level of peace when it comes to certain things. It also does bring a little bit more problems. I just remind myself, like, you know, some seasons it's not about the money. You know, some seasons we're doing like inner work. Some seasons we're building connections. Some seasons we're just enjoying the fruits of our labor. We're enjoying the last hard work that we had last season. For me, I'm more in the mentality of like saving money. So I don't want every year to be about making money all the time, right? Like there's going to be years where I'm like, yo, money's not my focus. And I've saved enough where I can like chill and I can do other things. I already know everybody already knows there's like, you could be filthy rich and still be a piece of shit and be depressed, right? So money's not my main goal, but money is an amazing tool and it's an amazing resource and I want to make more of it. and I want to take care of my family. And as my, parents get older, I want to make sure that they have the best care. And, as my daughter becomes an adult here, I want her to have the best opportunities. Like, these are the reasons. I would also ask yourself, like, why do you want more money, right? Like, why? Like, what are the reasons, And the reasons may be very valid. And if they are valid, go and get it. But the reasons are like, yo, I just want to buy shit and like, I just want to feel worthy and whatever. Then it's like, yo, like, you may be chasing a metric that is just not that important, But every year is not going to be about money. And money come and go, and money grows, and some seasons it doesn't, Sometimes you have like an amazing 5 years in business, and then you have the economy goes into a recession and you have a shitty 2 or 3 years. You have to learn how to ride those highs and lows, But money comes, don't worry about it. As long as you're working hard and you're, developing your own little ecosystem, your own little economy. But if you need money, then I would say like, go and get it. Like if you can't pay your bills, go and get it, right? But if you can pay your bills, like teach yourself that it's okay. Like, listen, like a good part of the world lives on less than $1 a day. You know what I'm saying? Like a good part of the world, like a lot of people, like over 1 billion people, like live on like $1 a day. You know what I'm saying? So have some gratitude as well for like where you are and like what you have, and know that you're going to have more. You're going to be more resourceful. That's coming. You are becoming more resourceful. That is already happening. That is beautiful. Hey, we got Tabitha in the building. I haven't seen Tabitha in a minute. Man. It's been a minute. Yeah, it's a beautiful day though. It's a beautiful day. But like, listen, I'm not like somebody who doesn't like to make money. Money's great. I love being able to go to a restaurant and like just eat whatever I want. That's like my luxury. My luxury is like going to like whatever restaurant or place I want to go to and just being able to eat good, experience good, and like take care of the bill, whoever is with me. Like that, those are like the type of things I like to do, like little luxuries. That's like my luxury. I don't really spend like lots of money on clothing. I don't buy jewelry. I don't drink or do drugs. My little luxuries are like I spent like $200 on like a new tea set and some tea the other day. That's like a little luxuries for me. But it says in the Bible, you can't serve God and money, because you'll hate one and love the other. And I actually truly believe that is like a real lesson. If you make money your God, it will destroy you, right? You will never have enough. It will destroy you. You will become a slave to it. Doesn't mean that you can't be resourceful, very resourceful. But if money becomes your God, like money becomes your end all be all, like you need it, you desire it, it will also slip through your fingers just as fast as it comes, right? So again, I'd always kind of focus on, it's like, why do you want to make more money? Well, probably the sense of security, right? That's beautiful. I want to feel more secure. I don't want to stress. I want to make sure that bills are paid. I want to take care of people. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. And if you're already in a situation where those things are already happening, well, then you're good. Relax. Don't need to make too much more right now, right? There's going to be years where like the money is just flowing. But always know, like, money's not going to flow to you at the same pace always, right? There are seasons it will dry up a bit. So that's why we need to save. We need to invest as well. So you prepare yourself for those rainy seasons so you don't stress, That's important as well. Trevin, are you excited to start decorating your new space? Yeah, I'm actually going to probably... My new space, like I don't like filming in my home right now, but my new space is like, it's bigger, it's more open, it's more my vibes, kind of like New York. It's like a New York vibe. I'm going to bring y'all on the journey. So as I decorate it, there's going to be 2 types of content. I'm going to have like new home content in my new place. And then we're also obviously going to have this like stream content in here and like stuff like that. But yeah, like the process of vibing it out, I'm going to film. And I don't want it to take me too long. Like I don't want it to take me like a year. Like obviously what a space. Spaces are always evolving, but like I want to get the foundation done within the next 3 months. So like my main focus is like to move and then to set up the new place so it's comfortable. So it's comfortable, you know? So yeah. Tabitha, oh, you're getting a new space. Yeah. Well, I'm still going to have this space. I'm keeping this. This is my studio. This is not my home, but I'm moving into a new home because I just felt like my home was like, one, I was just like, I'm moving into the city because I really like this. So this is what happened, right? I think I said this the other day, but some of you probably weren't here, but man, I was like in this like little mood where I was just getting bored. I was like, everything just felt dull. Like saturation on life was low. And I go into the city and I go to the tea shop and like the lady at the tea shop was just like in such a vibe. And me and her were just like going over our love for tea. And like for 20 minutes, we were like being very playful. It was really fun. And it really just like shifted my whole mood. Then after that, I went to another place, the sushi spot, had some like great little encounters with some other people. I went to the barber shop. Some of the bros there recognized me from YouTube. And then I was walking. So I was just having all these little like engagements throughout the day when I was in the city. And then I realized I'm like, where I live right now, right here is like very secluded. It's like out of the way. Nothing is really out here. And I just don't get those opportunities to like see people or just have random engagements. And I didn't need that for a while because I actually liked being out here in the nature and stuff like that. But then I realized I'm like, oh no, I think I'm missing that in my life right now. So I need a new environment. So I'm going to move into the city. So like when I had that idea last week, within 24 hours, I found a place and now I'm going to be moving. So new environment. I realized I just needed I wanted to like disrupt my routine. I wanted to be able to wake up and walk and like the ocean is right there. You know, I wanted to be able to do different things. So it's going to be nice, but I'm going to keep this studio still. So new flow, new home. It'll be nice. It's more my vibe. I'm excited. You know, I could walk out the house. There's tons of things to do. Museums are there, libraries, you know, plenty of restaurants, cafes, the beach. It's going to be beautiful.
In the early years in Paris, when he was
it's going to be beautiful.
discouraged, he was just getting nowhere. And he went to see Picasso, and Picasso said, "Get in line, wait your turn. Just pretend you're waiting for the subway."
Lucas says, Heinz, do you got any tips for being overwhelmed by emotions? Well, what kind of emotion? For me, I like to transmute it. You know, first I like to feel it so I can heal it, understand where it's coming from. Then remind myself I can alchemize any emotion and any experience into my story, ultimately making me stronger. And then understanding that it's just really energy and motion and I can place it into something else. So I could write about it. I could like create something. I could talk about it, you know. That really helps. You understand? Like I have a therapist I go and see and sometimes like we really don't have like much to talk about. Like it'll be kind of like the week was great, but I still just like going and getting the energy and motion. And what I like about going to my therapist is that like, I'm gonna be honest, it's not like she says anything that like makes me realize things, but I like how she can observe my body language. So we can be talking about something and once I mention something and she'll stop me and she'll be like, wait, so what just happened there? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, your energy just like sunk real low when you mentioned this. And I'll be like, well, yeah, like this, and you know, she noticed that. So I love that outside perspective on myself. So that really helps as well. You know, just having someone to talk to sometimes. But yeah, just realizing that like, listen, I'm overwhelmed by this emotion. This is a lot, you know, I'm going to feel it so I can heal it, so I can understand it. You know, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with this. I'm a human being. So feeling is literally like what it is to be a human, right? The full spectrum of a human emotions, knowing that it's going to pass as well if it's uncomfortable, right? Like even when you have deep anxiety, like you're not going to be in that state all day, every day. Like you're going to have a moment of clarity and calm again. So that's beautiful. Having like little rituals and practices, like maybe you just got to go for a run, listen to some good music, right? Take yourself out of your current environment, place yourself in a new one, stimulate your senses, maybe feed your senses in new ways, right? Go out for a beautiful dinner where there's beautiful sights, sounds, you know, new tastes, just immerse yourself in something else. not to distract yourself, but to actually just like nourish yourself. You know, that could be quite fun. Someone says almost every. I just stopped smoking weed and I kept my emotions away, but the emotions are so that's all it is. So you have to understand, like, if you've been smoking weed for a long time and then you just quit. This is what I always say. This is actually my beef with smoking too much weed, is that like if you experience some type of uncomfort or anxiety and then you smoke, you never really address like the reason why you were feeling uncomfortable, right? You kind of end up numbing yourself and distracting yourself. And I think creating like some fog. Now, sometimes you could smoke and maybe get really introspective and like go into there. But a lot of the times, no. A lot of the times it kind of just fogs you away from whatever you were feeling. So if you quit smoking, you're probably just feeling a lot of things that you weren't feeling before because you were smoking, right? So it's really an opportunity now to be like, oh my God, there's a lot happening within me that I had to filter through, which is really beautiful. You know, it's like you're getting to fully feel yourself and like getting your own energy again. And when you feel uncomfort, you're not pivoting to that vice right away. Instead, you're sitting with it. Like I was talking to my buddy just on the phone earlier, and he just quit drinking. And he's like, man, I'm just like, he's like, it's crazy how I feel. And he was somebody that drank like every week, like partying. And he's like, man, it's been a month and a half. And he's like, I feel completely different. Like everything is like clear, but I'm feeling a lot more. And I'm like, yeah, because you were numbing yourself. In reality, you were numbing yourself, right? And like when you were struggling with something, you were drinking to like, because you know, when you drink, it literally will take the pain away for the moment. And he's like, yeah, you know, I can actually feel it all now. And I'm like, that's a beautiful thing to feel it, right? Just to actually feel your emotions, like not to escape them, but to feel them, to understand them. And then to know, like, listen, you can alchemize them. You can learn from them. Some are harder than others. Some of us struggle with different emotions too. Like some of us are like experience anger and we can navigate that, you know? Some of us may experience anger and we struggle with that. You know, we all have our gifts and our weaknesses. So that's what's interesting about it as well. Tabitha says, that's why I never consume any mind and soul altering substances. Yeah, that can definitely help. Tabitha got the Holy Spirit. Keanu says, I've been struggling with deciding to leave cannabis, but not because I see bad effects. I've been having good experience, but I'm really not sure if it aligns with the Word of God. Yeah, I can't give you the answer for that because I'm not God, but you know, just continue to journey through that question, you know? Lucas says, I was smoked for about half a year. I stopped 2 years and started again. Artistic C, I've been on a raw fruit and veggie diet and my herbal teas I make, and it has been helping a lot. Yeah, I did the raw food journey before, like 10 years ago. It was beautiful. I love fruit. A lot of raw foods. Hashtag says moderation, for sure. Moderation. Moderation if you're able to like have moderation, right? Like somebody who is an alcoholic can't do moderation because they had to completely go into sobriety, right? They have an addiction and it's like not even one drink is going to be good for them. But for like a lot of people, it's like, you know, you can have moderation, you know, you can handle, you know, the relationship you have with something. That's like the most important, to make sure that something isn't abusing you, but you're using it out of your own free will, not because you're a slave to it. If you're a slave to something, then I would definitely renegotiate that relationship with it. But if you're not a slave, then, you know, my opinion is live your life. I'm not here to tell anybody how to live their life. Like, geez, what works for me is not going to work for someone else, and what works for somebody else is not going to work for me. But I just think, make sure you're not a slave to anything. And that could be so many different things, right? We could be slave to just certain foods and shit like that. You know, like we could be like binge eating, emotionally binge eating or whatever. Like there's a lot of things we could be slaves to. So what did Bob say? Free yourself from mental slavery. Only ourselves can free our minds. So some of us will probably have to free ourselves from certain things and understand like why we developed that need, you know. Saying so says they abuse coffee. Yeah, coffee's one too. You could become a slave to coffee. That coffee's an easy one because it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Socially acceptable. Hey, you want a coffee? You want a coffee? So that is one as well. Yes, that's true. Hashtag Bism. Moderation is one thing, gluttony is another. Beautiful, simple way to put it. Let me remember it for that one. I forgot about gluttony. Big homie E says some of the richest people have addictions. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is true. It's really just human beings, you know? Being rich doesn't mean that you still can't fall victim to things. I mean, when you're rich, you can also afford all your destructive vices. That's the problem too, right? When you're rich, you can really just indulge. So it can be tricky. Miss Irod, I really want to say I enjoyed After the Storm podcast. Yes, more podcasts coming. I've slowed down on the uploads just because I'm packing and stuff right now. So kind of just like have to manage like the energy. But we will be consistent with it still. We're still going to be uploading, don't worry. Do not worry. Yo, you know what's crazy, y'all? Someone keyed my car on my birthday. And I have video footage of it too. They literally, oh my God, like, listen, I know you Americans like are like extremely upset with your people in power. But like, I don't know why you got to key I mean, it was a Canadian that keyed my car, but I don't really understand the logic in keying someone's car because you're angry at somebody else. It doesn't make no sense to me. I got this video of this guy pulling up on my car, all aggressive, reaching into his bag with a knife, going up to my car, just, it is horrible, fam. I got a video of it. Like, can y'all see this? Hold on, let me see. Watch this. Oh, you can't really see that. Guy goes and just, oh my God. You know what's crazy about that too? Is like, bro, like, I know people are doing it for political reasons, but the people who do it for political reasons make me want to be like, I don't want to mess with your side. You batshit crazy. I'm so upset about that, man. Like, I love my car, man. So now I got it's just a big gash, man. So unfortunate. And then I was also thinking, like, do you think you're Batman or something? Like, how do you feel about vandalizing a stranger's car? Like, do you feel like a sense of empowerment? Like, do you be like, oh my God, like I've done something today. I brought in value into this world. I am doing something with myself. I just don't understand the mindset. Like, I don't understand how you could just be casually walking and then see a car and then like your natural reaction is to like grab a knife and then to gash it. You drive an American car, so yeah, that makes no sense. There's no Canadian cars. Good that you have evidence. Yeah, but you can't see the person's face, so that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I still reported it though. I made a police report online. What can you do? You know? What can you do? What can you do? Did this happen in Detroit? No, I'm in Canada, my brother. So this happened in Vancouver, BC. I'm not even in America. That's the funniest part is that we're not even we're not even American. I'm in Canada. This person's Canadian. I'm Canadian. You understand? Like, we're not. Yeah, it's all good though. It's all good though. I'm sure insurance will cover it. You know, one good thing about me is I'm not overly attached to like material things. You know, like if I lose it, I'm like, lost something, or you know, it was unfortunate, but I was like, you know, insurance could fix it. I was just more curious about like the mindset of somebody like that. Like, it's the same thing I always wonder about people who like send people death threats online, or like just leave like the craziest comments. I'm always like, what is your mind like? Like, what is going on within you that you just react to like spew such anger? You know, like, you know how people, when they're getting canceled, they get like death threats and stuff? I've gotten death threats. It's like, what's going on in your heart to do that? Are they speaking French in Canada? I live in British Columbia, so nobody here speaks French like that. Some people can speak French, but no one's speaking French like out and about. But if you go to Quebec, that's where you get the French Canadians. That's where you get the French Canadians. Yeah, that's whatever though. It was just, they got me to on my birthday, you know? They got me on my birthday. I'm from the South. I don't like people that invade. Yeah, super weird energy, Karen. It's hard to maintain faith in humanity sometimes. My town is so rubbish at the moment. Roadworks, etc. I overly complain. Yeah, I love your podcast. Thank you. More are coming soon. Big Homie says, my mind is full of love and anger. How do I want to leave from a distractive environment? How do I want to leave? Or how do you leave? What do you mean by that? How do you know the person was Canadian? Maybe it wasn't American that saw a Tesla and freaked out. No, I'm saying the person was Canadian. Oh, I don't know. I'm just assuming the person's Canadian, you know, because it's like we're in Canada. The thing is, like, American politics always spill over into Canada. So like, if Americans are outraged about something, there are many Canadians that just automatically adopt whatever is happening in America. So like, a lot of the times things spill into our country as well. So I'm just like, man, did this person know that he just like knifed a black man's car on his birthday? Like, come on, bro. That's crazy. Because you're mad at somebody else in a whole nother country? Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. But it's all good, you understand? God has blessed us, you know. We in a good position. We got lots of things to look forward to. You know, there's lots of things to be grateful for. I mean, just being in a good space where like where you don't do those type of things, man. I'm glad I'm just not that person. I'm glad I'm not that like angry. You know, I feel for them. Maybe I should set up a prayer for them or something like that. Someone said, what are your thoughts on Canada becoming a state of America? Well, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But obviously, like, the whole like thing around it's pretty disrespectful. But like, I would actually like to see, like, man, as a Canadian, I would love the ability just to work in America, no problem. Like, that'd be cool. I would love some type of union thing. I don't know about being a whole ass state, but like maybe if there was some type of union, like where it was like easier. It's actually incredibly hard for like a Canadian to move to America or like an American to move to Canada. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like quite easier. You know, like for a Canadian to move into America, like you got to prove you're like in the top 1% of what you do. I think it should be a little bit easier, but I don't think Canada's going to become a state. And if it does, then like, I don't know. It's because like we've fallen into the ground, which we kind of are right now, but it is what it is. Gabriel says shitty birthdays can build character. Well, it was actually a great birthday. You know, like I got some new tea stuff, had some good food, went to like a nice little hookah spot, had some so the day was good. It ended off with, and I didn't even know, actually. I just saw the slash in my car yesterday, and then I went through the footage, and then I noticed it was last week on my birthday. So I actually didn't even know that it happened on my birthday until yesterday, because I looked at the date. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. But whatever, man. Whatever. It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. People are crazy. People are crazy. I don't engage with crazy people. That's like my rule in life. If I recognize someone as batshit crazy, I just don't engage with them. You can never win with a crazy person. You just can't. Especially someone who's not in control of their emotions, you can't win. It's better just to not engage. They'll always burn themselves out. You know? Oh man, let me, I got these cameras recording right now. Let me stop them from recording. I don't need all that footage. Okay, beautiful. At least you didn't have to deal with it directly on your Earth Day. Yeah, that's a good point, you know, because I'm like, at one point I was like, man, because when I looked at the time that it happened, I realized I got to my car about 10 minutes after it happened. So I was like, man, if I was only 10 minutes early, I could have caught this dude. But then I'm like, I'm pretty sure he used a blade though. So dude had a knife on him. So that could have got crazy. That could have got crazy. You know? They might have caught him though, because they actually just arrested somebody out here that like vandalized 8 other cars and they attacked a dealership. So it might have been the same guy. The guy's Batman, yo. He thinks he's Batman. It might have been the same guy, because they just arrested someone like 2 days ago, right? It's crazy, yo. Have you ever been to Portugal? No, I would love to go to Portugal though. I grew up with Portuguese people. I've always loved the culture. I've been to Brazil. I was actually watching videos on Brazil this morning. Absolutely love Brazil. I love how I blended in there. A lot of black people in Brazil. And beautiful culture, beautiful city, beautiful vibes. So I love that energy out there, you know? Someone said if I could design my life with no limits, it would be, man, just being able to go wherever I want, when I want, and be able to make change in places that require some change and having the tools to do so. That would be what I would want to do. You know, I want to create, experience things, and do some philanthropy stuff. That's kind of like what I want to do in life. The anarchists aren't happy. Oh man, yeah, be safe first. You're right. But yo, I really don't want someone else to do it again, because I'm like, I really don't want more marks on my car. You know? That would suck. Dominique says, I pray people can get zen in life no matter what is going on. That's the thing, right? Like, your anger doesn't have to get the best out of you. Like, you can be deeply angry and like find a way to navigate through it. I was reading this book by this monk, and he said, when you're angry, you know, like, don't get your pillow and start like beating up the pillow, using it as an example. Because he's like, all you're doing is practicing your anger. Like, you're practicing letting it out through like a physical means or whatever. He's like, there's so many other ways you can navigate through that. I do believe in that as well. I do believe in that. But those type of people, I always realize, like, what do they say? Hurt people, and healed people, healed people. Look at that. I have a card that says that, right? So like, I always say like somebody who is somewhat, in a good relationship with themselves, with the Most High, they have a spiritual umbrella, somebody who is like on their own journey and like, deeply in love with it, who has like a sense of fulfillment. A person like that just doesn't go out into the world trying to spread hate. The same thing, like, people who go online and like, just will like try to terrorize somebody because they said something or try to cancel them. And like, those are fulfilled people. Those are people that are already in deep turmoil. Because anybody who is fulfilled, anybody who's like feeling comfortable in themselves and without living their life, they don't got time to go online and like send a death threat to somebody or to like deeply be talking shit about them. They just don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? So I always think about the state that an individual must be in to even do those type of things. And I'm like, oh, you're already in turmoil, like deep turmoil. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already struggling, and that's unfortunate. Because a fulfilled person just doesn't act in that way. It just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. So in a way, you just almost really feel bad for them, because it's not a good place to be. It's definitely not a good place to be. The colors on the reminder deck are booming right now. Someone said hurt people are quite the inconvenience. Man. Yeah. I think like there's like that saying, was it Jesus or was it somebody else? Something about like, somebody, or it's like an eye for an eye keeps both people blind, that you can't match hate with hate, and you can't match someone's hurt with hurt, That's not how you stop that chain reaction or that domino effect, right? You had to turn the other cheek, you had to choose another way, You gotta choose peace. I mean, it feels a lot better. Peace is a process. I have a card that says that as well. Peace is a process. I need some more tea, yo. If you want to go to Portugal and you want to relax, don't chase Lisbon. I mean, it's the capital and it has a lot of culture, but it's not a chill place to be. You know what's interesting is, because I'm a very chill person, I think I actually like traveling and going to like cities. Like I love Tokyo because it's like an organized chaos. Like I love the suburbia areas and chill places and like exclusive places, but also like really tapping into like a heart of a city to really feel the culture out. So if I went to Portugal, I would definitely tap into Lisbon so I could like really, feel the city of the people and everything like that. Same with Brazil. Like I loved Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo was infectious to me. As much as I love like a nice little secluded beach and nature and all that, I experience those things. To me, it's like when I go somewhere though, I want to feel the heart of the city as well. I like that stimulation. The only cities I don't like going to, I'm not gonna lie, are like when I go on my road trips in America. Like I avoid some cities. Like I avoid Portland. I avoid a couple cities. I avoid. Nothing wrong with Portland, but like some of the cities I don't really like going to. Sao Paulo, yeah, Sao Paulo was a big vibe. Brazil. Tabitha says, I didn't take you for a city guy, Heinz. Well, think about my love for Tokyo. Tokyo is like the mecca of cities, the city of all cities. And even right now, I'm moving into the city because I want a city vibe. I love a good city. I love a good city. It's just different vibes, different vibes. You got to experience different things. So This season of my life, I'm more like a city vibe. Have I ever been to Amsterdam? No, I've never been to Amsterdam. I've actually never been to Europe. Or have I? Nope, I've never been to Europe, which is crazy. So it's a whole part of the world that I've never even explored. One second, my teapot's getting loud. Any recommendations for Tokyo? Oh my god. To be honest, everything in Tokyo is just amazing. It's very infectious. There's like, that city's so big, you can't explore the whole thing. Even if you live there, it takes forever to explore the whole thing. What did I like in Tokyo? Man, it's hard. I really enjoyed everything. There's this one spot that they make, it's like a boutique where they make their own pop. It's really cool. It's like it's almost like a healthy pop that they make, and it's like in this ice bag. It's really cool. I don't know, you just have to go to Tokyo. Tokyo's just got like, you just have to go explore. Go on TikTok, type in Tokyo, and then start saving everything that like tickles your senses. But like, food is great, affordable, and very organized, very clean. People are pretty respectful. I enjoy it. I love it. What's the best season? I've only gone in the spring. Normally I'm actually in Japan right now. This is the time I go every year, so I'm not there right now. So I can't tell you the best time because I always go in the same time every year, right? I haven't experienced all the seasons. Apparently in the summertime it's incredibly hot. So if you don't like deep humidity, maybe avoid the summertime. I know June is like kind of like monsoon season, so like deep rain. I heard October, fall is really nice. Fall and spring I heard are really nice. Yes, Adam is right. They celebrate devoting a lifetime to a skill, which is cool. What I love about Japan is the energy of perfection. They don't really have this culture that we have of like just like getting things done quick for the sake of it, but they have this culture of like perfecting things and doing things with full devotion. Like, and you notice it everywhere you go. Like the service is really good. Everything's done very well. Like if you were going to start a business in Tokyo, you can't half-ass it. If you're a creative out there, you can't half-ass it because everyone's like applying like another level of devotion, which I kind of find in the West, we have this culture of like, I call it like a warehouse culture where like, it's just packing things together quickly and shipping it out, and like doing things quickly just for the profit. But out there, they seem to like really dive deep, which I like. It's a good energy to be around because I used to really have that energy and I still do, but social media eroded that a bit for me. Just how you're supposed to be consistent and like get things up every single day, it like really robbed me of like spending more time on things and, you know, that next layer of detail and devotion, you know? So I miss that. Yeah, so that's why I love Tokyo. I think I'm a Tokyo stan. Me and my daughter joke about it every single day. Like we joke about it every single day. We'll be like, oh man, like this would be so much better in Tokyo. Someone said, I love when someone who's not SA plays a classic Amapiano. You know what's fun about me is that I've been bumping SA music for over 10 years before the West caught on. So like a lot of people who tune in who are from South Africa have even acknowledged, they're like, yo, you're up on us early, because South Africa to me has always produced some of the most beautiful sounds. Just from South African house to Amapiano itself, it's like beautiful, beautiful sound. So I love it. Someone said, I want to know why Canada and America is separated in the first place. I don't really know that history. I don't really think like it was ever all one place like that. I mean, obviously before the settlers came, it was, right? Before colonial rule and stuff like that. But I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. Yeah, Kyoto's cool. Kyoto's beautiful. Osaka cool. But out of the three, actually, Tokyo was my favorite. So most people would assume Kyoto would be my favorite, right? Because Kyoto architecture is my favorite. But Tokyo's a lot more chill. Kyoto's more chill. I like Tokyo because it's not as chill. I like how it's like kind of chaotic. It's almost meditative for me in a very weird way, you know? So people always get surprised about that. Ooh. But that's really what I value in life, is being able to have like good experiences. You know, it opens up your mind. I didn't really travel as a kid, but like once I picked up a camera, the camera brought me a lot of opportunities that allowed me to travel. Pretty much everywhere I went was because of I got flown there to shoot something. And then definitely if I didn't travel, I'd be like, man, my mind wouldn't have been as opened, wouldn't opened as much as it did. Just seeing different ways to live. Saying so, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How is your Japanese language skills coming along? It's coming along all right. It could be a bit better, but it's going all right. Yeah, it's good to learn a few things. I mean, you can totally get by not knowing anything, because like they have like English menus and you have Google Translator, but not a lot. You would actually be surprised. Not a lot of people speak as much English there as you would think. Obviously people do, but like, if you know some, it's definitely going to help you out a little bit more. And they kind of respect it too. They kind of respect the effort, you know? Which is beautiful. Which is beautiful. Oh man. What time is it? 5 o'clock? I think it's almost that time for me. It's been a busy season, yo. Been a busy season. Joanna, I just watched one of your videos and it brought me so much peace. Ooh, I like that. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, saying so. Same here. That energy exchange from Heinz is real. Man, I'm actually so excited for when I move because y'all don't. If the energy exchange is real now, I actually think it's going to be 1,000 times better when I move because I'll be completely honest. Like the home I live in right now, I've never fully loved it. I was just grateful for it. It was just like a good situation, good place close to my studio. But I truly feel like once I move into my new environment, like it's gonna, I'm a very environment type of guy. So like where I live is so important, especially just the space. And like, I just feel like when I move, it's going to pour into me so much that y'all are going to be experiencing like a much more magnetic individual. Like it's going to get good. I'm really excited. You know, that's why that's like my main priority. Like I believe good content starts offline, right? It doesn't start online. Like it starts with how you are and like how you're actually doing and how you're pouring into yourself, nourishing yourself. So to me, like my number one priority is creating this new environment for myself that's going to pour into me, that's going to nourish me. And then naturally it's going to come back through the screen in like the best of ways. And I'm going to be able to make things I've been wanting to make, but been having so much resistance and all of that stuff, you know? So I'm so excited for that. I think somebody says, I want you to pull a card for me. Hey, we'll just do this one right here. Why not? Clip your wings so a new set of wings can grow. Which basically means our old ways may not serve us in this new space, right? Like our old ways, maybe our old environments may not serve us in this new space. Some of our habits, some of our rituals, some of our practices, maybe some of our belief systems. Some of us are like changing our beliefs, and that's okay. It may not serve us in this new space. Sometimes we are letting go completely of so many different things to create space for what is next, which is beautiful, right? They call it a liminal place where you're not where you were and you're not quite where you think you're supposed to be, but you're in between. And really you're just creating space to welcome what is next. So sometimes we have to clip our wings. We have to let go of whatever no longer serves us because it may not serve us in this new space. And then we will see that there's new things to see, new views that stretch way beyond the sea. And that there's a new way to simply be, a new way to live. You know, the way we have been living, maybe it's outdated, right? Maybe it doesn't even resonate for us. Maybe that's why the saturation on our life is so low. Maybe that's why we're stagnant. We're not excited about anything anymore. Like we need to disrupt our life, right? Like maybe you need a completely new routine. Maybe you need to move. Maybe everything about your day, you need to somehow disrupt it in whatever way that you can, you know, to bring some variation. And that is the season that you are in. And also our credentials are in our spirit. That's in my bio. Probably may always be in my bio, but you know, I believe that our credentials aren't just in our worldly titles, but they're also in our spirit, the inner treasures. Sometimes we don't really value like, you know, the courage you developed last year. We value like the metrics on how much money someone made or how many people follow them or whatever it may be. But like some people develop like deep courage and compassion, which is like going to carry them to the end of time and going to make a beautiful impact on people. And sometimes we're more so doing inner work than outer work. And I think that is just as important, even more beautiful. You understand? I think those are the things that we truly carry with us. Money comes and goes, but like when you craft a beautiful heart, hey, that's permanent. You understand? Like that's different, you know, like energy is everything. So our credentials are in our spirit. You could be a Grammy Award winning artist and be a jackass, you know? Wouldn't it be better to be like a Grammy Award winning artist and also a beautiful person? You know what I'm saying? So that's what that card means, is our credentials are in our spirit. Is that like, yeah, cool. You could have some great awards and worldly titles, but like, how's your spirit? Like, how are you as an individual? And like, listen, nobody's perfect, but like overall, like, you know, how are you as an individual? The reminder deck, we're gonna get that back up pretty soon here and selling. I do have decks, so I'm gonna relaunch the store for shipping soon. You know, Tabitha says Heinz 3.0. Yeah, exactly, 3.0. I'm not even the same person anymore, to be honest. Not even the same person anymore, so that's beautiful. I'm excited. I gotta start also like doing some giveaways with the reminder deck somehow. I gotta find a way on stream to do giveaways. We gotta do some call-ins too. We need people to call in. Oh man, this headset is starting to hurt a little bit. Okay, y'all. I think that's gonna be it for me today. This headset is annoying my ears right now. It was a good vibe though. We tapped in, we hung out. Nice to see y'all today. Ooh, I like this song though. Yeah, it's a good song. I like that. See you on the flip side. Thank you, Izzy. Hashtag Dominique, Mel. I'll see y'all soon. I'll see y'all very soon. Thank you. #1 chill spot.